Hello guys, today I want to make a quick review about the Gas EC300. This is 2003 model. I have it from 2020, so 4 years now. I put slightly over 100 hours on the bike. And yes, I think now it's the time to do a review, to tell you how was the bike in all these years, what I've done to the bike, and so on. But first of all, I'm sorry for my bad English. I'm from Romania, so we have this Russian English accent. Starting with the bike, what I think about it. So the bike, it's really good for some people, not for everyone. This is what we all need to focus on. When I brought the bike, I needed a good enduro bike on which I could handle some hard enduro stuff occasionally. So on enduro, single trails, and just driving this bike, it's perfect. This bike loves to run. So even in steep sections, it can pull with lower RPM, with high RPM. It's just never had any issue with the engine. So when I brought the bike, I did a total engine rebuild. So I changed all the bearings, all the sealings, or the crankshaft rod, the piston. The cylinder is still Nika seal. It's original one. It was in good shape, so I did not change that. The bike, what impressed me is that the bike was way ahead of its time. So it's a premium bike on these years. It was, I think, the lightest bike. It has little over 100 kilograms. And you can see the suspension is Öhlins suspension and the shock, and it's in super great condition. I never had any issue. What I like about the Gas is that they keep the CRF 450 fork protectors, and you can see these ones are all around the fork, so it protects it. If you drop it on some you can see slight marks on the rocks. This protects the moving side. So on KTM and the newer bikes, this is not happening for some reason. They are just on half, and I saw lots of damaged forks. Okay. This bike, it's not for everyone. So I didn't have any issue with the kickstarted. It always started perfectly for me. At least I had zero issue with the starting of this bike. Where I need the push-up button, it's not when I ride it, it's when I try to exercise some techniques. This is why I decided to buy a Beta 300 RR, because I have the push on button and I can exercise the technical stuff, but when I ride it, I don't need it, honestly. What I've done to the bike, so I put the silicone hoses, a new pipe, also new intake rubber. What else? Let me check the list. The chain and sprockets I changed some time ago. Handguards I added. I rebuilt the linkage and the rear wheel bearings and sealings. Also the swing arm bearings are changed. Front disc I replaced all the pads, front and back. Also fork bearings, these are I don't know how you call the roller bearings, not the ball bearings. I don't see a difference, but they should last longer. The handlebar is scar. This I am very happy with. I never bent it or broke it, and it seems 10 times stronger than the original one, which I bended after few rides. The pipe, of course, I bended after 2 rides, and yeah, this always happens because the original one I didn't bend it and I had it for 4 years. The starter pedal is the KTM. This is also what I added. It only needs a spacer. I adapted this aluminum spacer. But other than this, it works perfectly. This is way better design than original Gas ones. I also put a temperature sensor to see the water temperature. I plan to install a fan kit. I also bought the AC-DC converter for the fan, original from Rieju. Yeah. This model comes with a Boyesen reed valves, or I don't know how it's called in English. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, seat cover is recently replaced, but mostly the engine I had no issue. Since I've done the engine, this engine was perfectly running. What I don't like about this model, this earlier models does not come here with the adjustment power valve. So in order to stiffen the spring, which I did recently, I had to take out the cover and add a tin washer on the spring. It already had few tin washers and I added one more. And this one was of the reason I also did not like about the bike. It was way too aggressive for my style of riding. So I don't mind the power when I going trail riding, or when I'm going, I don't know, cruising or many situations, but when I'm doing hard stuff section, the power, when the power valve comes on, it's just hard to control and it get me tired, honestly, pretty quickly. So this is one of the things I don't like. It can be improved furthermore if I add a second washer, but now I'm kind of in the sweet spot, so I like how the bike runs now. An issue which I have with this bike, and I didn't figure it out yet, is the idle. So for some reason it's hard to control the idle. I tried switching some pilot jets, but I'm not, honestly, I don't know anything about the carburetors and how should I run them. It's mainly original. I just played with the needle clip. When I go high altitude, I lower or higher one clip on the needle, and that works fine. But I still need to adjust the idle with the air screw. What I don't know is, so idle screw, it's 1/2 turn, I think, out. What I don't know is the idle setup, good setup position. I made some research and I need to take it out to see the gap between the slider, to see how much is open and start from there. I think this is the issue. Other than this, anything on the bike does not, anything else does not bother me. This was the worst thing, the idle which I had with this bike, but it was good enough to ride it. So it's not as worse, but when I try to exercise some techniques, it bothers me. The bike feels quite light, which I like. It's easy to handle, honestly. It's not it does not feel heavy in any way, so I really like this thing. uh, Reliability of this bike, it's like I said, super good, so I don't have any issue. And I am on the forum where the passionate guys with this gas are, and they told that they go even 300 hours on one piston and has had zero issue with this. I also have 100 hours, 102, actually 102.5 hours since I changed the piston. And when I replaced the exhaust pipe, I took a look on the piston, and it's very good condition, honestly. It has slightly the black coating slightly removed on the exhaust port, but in a small area which is normal. It does not have any scratches, vertical scratches or something. All the horizontal lines are still there, so I think it can go at least double that. So I will not change it. If that's why I didn't change it, honestly. It's perfect. I will run it at least one more 100 hours. uh, what to tell? I think this is all what I had in mind. Yeah, the engine, like I said, it's the whole bike, it's perfect, but for someone who wants to start the sport with small amount of money like I had, so when I start the enduro, I really struggle to make this money. That's why I'm not willing to sell it for any money. I put a lot of time and money on this bike, and I'm happy with it. I love the bike, and instead of just selling for, I don't know, under 2000 euros, I'm not willing to. I prefer to give it to my brother-in-law, even, you know. So I'm asking 2300 euros, which I think it's the correct price, considering I put 500 euros in the last few months on the bike. And yeah, I don't want to sell it. I already have a second bike. I just brought a Beta 300, which I will start riding. It's not arrived yet, that's why I don't show in this video. It needs to come today, so I wait for the courier to bring the bike. But yeah, I will keep this bike as long as I need, because I'm not willing to get rid of it for any price. So I think this is all from my side. If you have any questions, wrote in the comments. One more thing. Many people ask me if we still have parts for these models. And yes, there are sites in Italy, in Spain, in all Europe, which has lots of parts, every single screw on these bikes, like enduropuro.it. They have everything, honestly. This is where I brought the rectifier from AC to DC. This is original Rieju part. From there I also brought the pipe, this Oxa pipe, which I bended. But yes, the parts are available, and they will be available because Rieju uses slightly modified engine, so everything is mostly the same. So they will run for long time, and every other parts it's usually common with the Honda, with the Suzuki, with the Kawasaki KX models, like a swing arm shaft, for example. So the parts will be available for a long time, and yeah, I think overall it's very good bike, but it's not for everyone. So who does not appreciate a classic bike, a perfect running bike, and a low maintenance bike, it's not for him. So there are lots of bikes that can be choose from. I just love the classic feel of the bike, and not to worry about lots of sensors, and to know that the bike is reliable and I can ride it, I don't know, 20 hours in the woods and come back and still running perfect. So when I go long rides, 80-100 kilometers, I don't want to worry about getting back because I have some sensor problems or I don't know anything else. So this bike did the job for me, and I think it will do the job for many years. And yeah, I think that's it from my side. These are all my thoughts, and I'm really happy that I own this bike for this period. And now I don't know, I need to decide, either I sell it or I keep it or give it to my brother-in-law, because they also want to start this sport, so I will figure it out later. Okay, have a nice day, and yeah, comment and like and subscribe. Have a nice day, bye.